I won't do 2 shows a night anymore. I won't do.
You're listening to The Mean Geek, comics podcasting on the very ragged, raw, leading edge of friggin' civility.
So yeah, I guess we'll have to move on to Thor 605 and 6, huh?
Doom Thor.
Doom Thor. That came.
What's half Doom, half Thor?
It sounds like it came out 86, man.
Thor Doom. Better?
Even dumber.
Well, what do you want from me?
Better.
All right.
Give me something to fucking work with here, man. Thor actually throws down with him a little bit, and then.
Is this the first time Thor Doom has really gone head to head?
In recent years, yeah. I think there had to have been a couple of times they hit it at some point.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because royalty and deity, it had to have fit at some point. There must have been at least a supervillain team up with Loki and Doom, right? At some point, you think?
Before it became the Namor Doom show?
Yes, before it became the Namor Doom show. Anyway, so they're throwing down with Doom. So Doom's been experimenting with the freaking Asgardians.
Cutting up and rebuilding would be more accurate. Experimenting is kind of...
And I found that rather disgusting. There are random parts floating around in great big tubes. Not something I generally like seeing at all. Maybe if it was in a horror comic, that would be one thing. And I know Doom's a jackass. I know he's a cruel, cold, evil bastard. But I didn't think that kind of vivisection was something he'd deal with. You think?
No, I thought it was, it was a new idea.
I mean, they give him so much to do these days. But was it fun to see the Destroyer armor back? That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, I definitely enjoyed seeing that. I mean, anything that references Simonson, I'm excited to see.
Yes, that's good shit.
I like the whole thing. I just want the gods to go away. I want them off Earth.
Well, that's kind of the point of the Seige. So, that'll build to a head, and that'll get out of our way. But let me get to it. How bored were you by the Uranian?
Oh, dude, no. No.
I may have to go back to Cabo and tell him, look, man, I want a $350 credit for this goddamn thing.
I didn't understand the need for that book. I don't like the Atlas agents
Agents of Atlas.
There you go. No interest in the Uranian whatsoever.
And I swear the art style irritated me as well, because it looked like there's these streaks where it looks like the paper just didn't take the color or the pencil or the ink. What? I mean, look, it's just random straight lines for absolutely no purpose. Killed me. I was like, oh well, that looked kind of clean, and that one's filthy, and there's just next. I'm not dealing with that fucking thing.
I didn't enjoy the writing. I didn't overly like the art. I don't care about the character. It's a holy triumvirate of fuck off.
Holy triumvirate of fuck off. You think we got a title?
Nah.
But they took Bruce to the Lazarus pit.
Except it wasn't.
Now, was it not really a Lazarus pit, or was it not really Bruce?
I believe it was not really Bruce. It was some sort of failed clone of Bruce, was the understanding I got from it. The highlight of this issue was the weird British villains.
The weird British villains? Oh, with the fucking chimney sweep kids. Yeah, they're creepy.
Come on, think about it. You had the Glimmery dude, the king. It was just, how we read other cultures in one short lesson. Oh, they're weird.
Well, I mean, come on. Morrison.
You love Morrison.
I really don't like Morrison.
You've never even met the man, and he's Scottish.
I went to a panel with him in San Diego.
Huh?
Yeah. I couldn't understand a fucking word he was saying.
Oh, fucking what?
His accent was so goddamn thick.
You just watch Trainspotting.
No, I understood that. I followed that well enough. Grant Morrison, do you know the start of fucking word?
There you go.
Nothing. Ready for Batgirl?
Oh, dear Christ, already?
Yes, already. The Rocket to Oblivion. Which is about what reading this was like for you, wasn't it?
I am not a huge Batgirl endorser. Now, what was this one? This had Roxy Rocket and
Roxy
Riot.
Rocket and the new Damian Robin.
No, Roxy Rocket was the villain, wasn't it? No, wait.
No, I'm just going over characters in general.
Ah.
Because there's Damian Robin and, yeah, Roxy Rocket or whatever the fuck her name was.
And then Riot, and then there was one more villain.
Roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm all for giving Batgirl a vehicle. I am. She's got to get around somehow. Swinging isn't going to cut it on special occasions.
Right.
Or it might.
Yeah, well, you are nature's swinger.
Well, you know, maybe when she's 18. But somebody's been watching too much Dark Knight.
Yeah, well, that's obviously
Because
based
that-
on the film.
It totally
gem.
is. But I just don't like the design. It's like, here's a little tube, and it's got some wheels in front, and it goes real fast. It kind of like,
What kind of peripheral vision do you have, you think?
yeah.
for that
Well, how do you see what's going on? When do you know how to make a turn? You gotta. Where's the balance? It kills me. I hate that thing. I don't like it.
It's a strange looking bike.
Give her a straight, plain old bat cycle.
Give her the boot, man. Do we really need Batwoman, Batgirl, Batfella, Batman, Batmite,
Of course, we need
British
Batmite.
Batman? I mean,
We need all of these things.
no, we don't.
We totally do.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because Batman family has been too far removed from our society.
Oh yeah, the Batman family—they're clamoring for that one. Right after
Clearly they are.
the
These things
Jimmy
are
Olsen
selling.
adventures.
This thing's been 7 issues so far. That's not bad.
It's not-
Batman and Robin has had
Skull
8.
the Slayer made 7 issues.
Well, yeah, that's true. So, but that was a whole lot longer ago when sales numbers were not as easily available, so they could easily have thought that they were doing more.
Yeah, think of how bad you had to be to get canceled in 7 issues back then.
They're like, wow, the sales figures are 3 months late, and we can already tell that this sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Phosphorus, really?
I liked how they used him in Starman back in the day.
Well, that was back in the day in Starman. Starman is apparently one of the most fantabulous books ever fucking produced. I mean, it's taken me 19 weeks to get through one of the trades, however, but
you haven't
apparently
finished
it's
that yet.
awesome.
Have you finished?
I have not finished that. It's still sitting on the nightstand waiting to get run through. And there were portions of it that I was like, okay, that was a good story. That was okay. But I'm not like, oh my god, I got to get the next 6 trades of this right now.
It's a 4-issue block, dude. How hard can this be? There are portions of it that was a good story. What?
There's some big ass blocks in there then, because that's a standard 6-issue size trade.
Mm-hmm.
So, what? I mean,
4.
you say so. I will believe you if you say so. But I'm not living up to the Starman hype.
Well, what can I do? You totally enjoyed the first issue, first 6 issues in that graphic.
Yeah, that one was fine, and then this one just kind of meh.
I don't speak Brit,
Meh.
man, but
What else about this? Anything to say at all?
What about Batgirl?
Remotely interesting about Batgirl?
you know, I like the concept of a younger girl. I mean, I like the fact that Oracle
Has taken her
venturing
under his
out,
wing.
but I really don't feel that the Bat world needs another inexperienced female heroine. You've already had Batgirl, you've got Huntress, you've got
And the fact
Wire.
is, they've already killed Stephanie Brown once,
you had the spoiler.
which is Stephanie Brown.
There you go.
So
I mean, at what point
Yeah,
can
and
you say no thank
where
you?
do we need spoiler? God damn it! Where do we need Squire? I don't need a Squire. Do you need a Squire?
I don't need it. It reminds me of the Eurohit issues of Punisher, where you suddenly met all the European versions of the Punisher, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
Why the hell is this happening?
Wow, that was a long time ago, man. That was like 91.
Punisher versus the Tarantula, man. Some things can never be unseen.
But I actually did have a good time with one of the very few Avengers Initiative issues I've ever gotten. This is like the fourth, maybe.
Right.
This 32. Focus on the Taskmaster. Pretty highly underrated character for the most part.
I like the origins part to that. I did feel, however, it was kind of weird to put all your focus on the Taskmaster and then end on Diamondback.
Yeah, that was a little switch that I was like, huh? Really?
I mean, I saw where they're going with it, but I just felt from a writing standpoint, you know, if you're going to open with the whole and really push the Taskmaster, you want to finish in the same vein.
Yeah, and they go to the girl that throws fake diamonds and was boning Cap for a while.
And is now boning the Constrictor, which is called playing down.
Yes, that's definitely a trade down. I mean, but then again, for all they know, Steve is still dead, so she's not feeling all that hot. She maybe, Constrictor was there when she needed her.
Hey, well, you know, I'm pretty sure she was out of Steve's life well before he was dead. Me and Mark Grunwald was still involved with Cap, and Diamondback was still a major.
That's right. It was all his. And I can't believe Taskmaster. Well, yeah, I can actually. He took on the fighting abilities of the Norsemen by observing them like he always does. And he just plunged his sword right through him.
Yeah.
In the middle of a great action scene. And then what do they cut to? Fucking Tigra. Tigra.
You love Tigra.
Really? I do not love Tigra. At least she's not boning Hank Pym anymore.
Well, you know, I mean, Tiger is there for the furries.
Really? Tigra?
Dude, she's there for the furry audience. Because nothing says furry like a woman covered in tiger skin and wearing a bikini on top of it.
Well, I mean, that sounds like the furry tastes to me.
I hate Tiger, dude. I really
That's what do you think my point was?
You don't make points.
She has... I've made a point here or there. Once in a while. It's happened and you know it. It's cool.
I mean, when was Tiger ever pertinent? Like,
West Coast Avengers, maybe?
that wasn't a pertinent book, so... like, having a starring role in The Defenders...
I mean, she scratches people occasionally and gets the piss beat out of her.
Oh, my God.
She doesn't... You gotta have, like, a scourge.
Her
needs
major
to die in
storylines are
Siege.
she's banged other series, heroes.
Yeah,
like
pretty much,
That's
yeah.
pretty much the extent of why Tiger is important to the Marvel Universe. Well, I slept with Pym, and I slept with Kate. Meow, 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 meow. Fuck off.
And really, does Night Thrasher have a place in this universe anymore?
Dude, anything that brings back the New Warriors just upsets me. Wasn't Speedball walking around calling himself Pariah for a while?
Penance.
Penance. There you go.
Whose costume has spikes on the inside to constantly give him pain, to remind him about what a horrible person he was for participating in blowing up 600 kids.
Oh, my boy.
It's such a bad idea, man.
Well, all of it is. But you know what? If ever there was a book that no one was looking forward to coming back, it was Guardians of the Galaxy. And it happened. So who knows?
And
Who's
it
to
happened,
say?
and you know, people are saying that it's one of the top 10 books out there.
So who's
Abnett
to say that there
Landing
won't
is
be
supposed to be-
a New Warriors reunion tour in a couple of years?
I'm not accepting that.
New Warriors are like the Hanson, dude. They're out there.
Hanson.
There's a fan base that
New
exists.
Warriors got no place in this fandom. They don't. So they took down Thor and they leave it at the cliffhanger, and now we got to wait for Siege 2 to find out what's going on.
Lord.
Right?
I would assume Siege, but who knows? With Bendis, it could be in any number of books.
Well, there is that. But this one was Gage, so. So you were liking Follow the Hulks, right?
Turns out I was liking the supervillain aspect of Follow the Hulks.
Yeah. Because Red Hulk #1 bored the shit out of me. and it confused me, and I was really irritated by Rick Jones's
Abomination.
really foolish behavior, calling himself A-Bomb.
Now, what
That's-
happened to
that's one of-
Marlowe, right? That was his girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
Marlowe?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
that's what I thought. What happened to Marlowe?
I don't know.
And why don't you know this? You should be up on Marlowe.
Because I wasn't following that book for many years because I wasn't buying any books.
All right, I guess I can see that. But, you know...
Jackass.
What? I have questions about the Hulk. Many, in point of fact. Like, how did Rick Jones, a 12-pound Captain America-trained rock guitarist, become A-Bomb, the frat boy abomination? And exactly, you know...
The frat boy abomination.
There you go. Isn't that how he came across?
It is.
You could have put a backwards hat and had him high-five somebody. It would have really
With a
sealed.
popped collar.
But yeah, like, where is Marlowe? I'm very intrigued.
Just have to look it up. Find Wikipedia. Look up Rick Jones to find out what happened to his wife.
But yeah, I think what I was really enjoying about Fall of Hulks was the character development, like with the villains and whatnot, and the backstory. Like that one issue, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm pretty intrigued where this is going.
Yeah.
And that, but the problem is, like, so much has changed in the Hulk since I've read it regularly that as soon as they started bringing the character, like, I don't know what a Red Hulk is. I don't know what a Red She-Hulk is.
And we tried to find out forever what the fuck a Red Hulk was. And oh, look, they wouldn't fucking tell us anything.
I think, you know, I think I'm going to try and invest in some of the graphics, see it, because, like I said, the stuff that I really liked.
Of what?
Of the Hulk. So I'm curious. But yeah, I don't know that I can follow Fall of the Hulks because I have no background to run into it with.
Right.
It'd be like your first Avengers book being Seige.
Yeah, that would be really difficult.
Why do people like this? But yeah, and at the very least, I want to know what happened to Marlowe. It's really bothering me.
Maybe she went on a business trip.
That seems unlikely.
You never know. She might have got a better job than when she was hanging out with Rick.
Wasn't she a stripper?
I don't remember. But I'm thinking not.
Oh no! She was dating the casino owner before Rick. That's it.
Yeah.
Because the whole and
During
she
the
dated
Mr.
the Hulk.
During the Mr. Fix-It phase.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, why don't we move on from Falls of Hulks and Marlowe's and stuff.
And Tigra.
And Tigra. Definitely moving on from Tigra. A couple of issues of Detective Comics. We finally finish up the supposed origin of Batwoman.
I'm an angry lesbian who beats up men for the loss of my mother and sister, who's actually not lost, but now a supervillain that I may have killed. Did I cover it?
Yeah, pretty much. That's everything.
Yeah.
Trained by my father to take vengeance upon crime.
And she's already met Renee Montoya, the Question,
And broken up with her.
and the cop from
Maggie
from
Metropolis.
GCPD.
Yeah,
no,
no.
not GCPD. Yeah, Metropolis PD.
Yeah, she moved from the
So she's met
super
pretty
crimes
much
unit.
every
Yeah,
lesbian
there's
character.
all three other lesbians in the DC universe.
Is anyone sensing a theme here? Angry.
You know, are they trying to be socially relevant, or are they trying to just garner, hey, kids, there's a lesbian in here.
It all feels kind of like, you remember that show Arrested
And
Development?
she's
It's like hot cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, really?
Oh. But I mean, it's a well-developed story. It goes chunk by chunk, and you can't fucking beat the art at all.
The art is very impressive.
You
I
cannot beat it with a stick.
I have no fun with this book. I don't look forward to it.
Yeah, that's another thing. This thing is unrelentingly dark and grim. It's not even gritty, really. It's just everything's bad, everybody's mad, and we're just.
To me, this is the opposite of Power Girl. Power Girl it's funny and there's no character development. In this, it's not funny and there's nothing but character
development.
I'm sad and confused and well painted. No.
Well painted.
Is it a horrible book? Absolutely not. I mean, it's well written, it's well done, but yeah, she needs to slip on a banana peel or something, you know?
Slip on a banana peel.
Give me something.
And then they got rid of Williams and put Jock on here, whoever the hell Jock is.
Well, Williams doesn't do books long periods of time. I mean, he did the story. The guy paints, generally. It takes a long time.
And, I mean, that's it. That's the guy's name, Jock.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
who? What,
No,
like,
he's done a few
fucking
things before
Strap?
this.
What?
Yes,
I play into the obvious.
Yeah.
That's what I got, okay?
We work differently. You go, Jock, as in Strap, and I go, where's Marlowe? You know, very different comedy styles.
God, you suck. But then, I mean, at least this seems to be a straight-up crime detective story. Okay?
No, I'm very
a crime is committed. They go around trying to solve it.
I would
That's
like
where
to see
I
where
like
this
my
story
detective
goes.
comics to go.
You know, I am intrigued to see what Rucka does with the book now that the origin part of it's out of the way, and she's dated every available cop lesbian caricature possible. But I can honestly say that I'm not looking forward to these books, and I would like to. You know, Greg Rucka is a great writer. He's got good artists. I mean, Williams is a phenomenal painter, and Jock, I had no problems with that issue either. So there's a lot of potential in that book, but the origin was really overdone for me.
Yeah, it took too long to begin with. 7 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's like, you know, you really could have gone through this in 2 issues, fellas. It didn't take 6.
That's probably true.
So, I bought this just for you.
Yeah, fuck you,
I
by
had
the way.
absolutely no interest in it.
I'm so glad that I now own this issue. I want you to know.
No, I won't make you own it.
I was thinking about framing it with a big F-U, AJ, written right on the top.
You know what? I'll buy the frame if you do that. Hit Monkey #1. Luckily, it's a one-shot.
Which is a pun, because he's a hit. No, why? Why is this? Apparently it was online. It was a short feature that they decided to collect into a book.
If you say so. I have no idea.
So the basic origin of Hit Monkey...
Oh, yeah, there it is. This comic originally appeared on Marvel Digital Comics.
...is that a hitman has a job go wrong somewhere in the middle of snow where there are monkeys. So
Must
he
be Japan.
wanders off into the snow. The monkeys save him and put him in a healing hot spring so that he can sauna his way back to health.
Sauna his way.
But while the monkeys accept him into their spa tribe, one lone monkey recognizes him as dangerous and refuses monkey love to the man, for lack of a better term.
It takes on the man's ways for
And
his own.
watch it, he studies. Now, the tribe kicks this monkey out for not accepting the human hitman spa guy into the tribe. So the monkey has no companionship. So he studies the hitman's ways as he practices his hitman moves in the spa.
Against snowmen.
Then, inevitably, other hitmen track him down because the first place you look for a missing hitman is in a frigging hot spring surrounded by monkeys. Whereupon they kill him. And then when they start to attack the monkeys,
Hit Monkey comes to the rescue.
despite the fact that he was banished from the tribe for being an unfriendly spa monkey, he uses his learned jujitsu and marksmanship skills to take out the hitmen and protect the tribe. Have I got this correct?
You got it down. It's right on.
Mine.
You really want to keep it?
All right. I don't know who you are, Daniel Way. I don't know if you've written phenomenal things. I don't know if you've ever written another comic or ever will write another comic. But I want to punch you for Hit Monkey. My luck, Daniel Way is like the opposite comic guy. He's 8 feet tall, built like a brick shit house. He's like, listens to podcasts on a regular basis. Like, really?
Like Ron Garney, who takes fucking MMA.
Well, I wouldn't say it about Ron Garney, would I? But with my luck, that's what's going to happen. It's the guys out there, one of our 8 listeners is actually Daniel Way going, the Reverend mocked my Hit Monkey. the Reverend must die.
I'm gonna fucking kill him, man.
Which will inevitably result in Hit Monkey 2, the Reverend must die.
You would fucking love that.
The only thing I can hope for with this book is that inevitably Hit Monkey will show up somewhere else and somebody will try and do something with him and I will laugh. But this was appalling.
Now imagine that in Garth Ennis's hands.
You know what? I don't think that friggin' Andrew Lloyd Webber could salvage Hit Monkey. I think Frank Miller and Walt Simonson working in shifts would be like, fuck this, I'm getting a cheeseburger.
Frank Miller and Walt Simonson working in shifts.
And there's your title. Fuck this, I'm getting a cheeseburger.
I'm absolutely using that. Are you done with your Hit Monkey ire just yet?
Oh, you know, by the way, kids, for those of you who are just tuning in, I did not like it. Yes, now I'm done.
Okay.
I just wanted to be clear.
Gotham City Sirens 7 and 8.
Let's
A
take
Christmas
your take first
Story.
on one of these. How do you feel about the Gotham City? So you are bat-tastic.
I am. I'm utterly bat-tastic.
Although you never touched the Harley Quinn book. The only issues you have are the ones I gave you, which was the first 3, I think.
Well, again, that was in a period where I could not buy anything. So I almost certainly would have. Dini is doing a decent job on this. There was a point in the beginning where we were very worried when they took over the Riddler's apartment. That was worrisome. Don't really think Edward Nygma would have been that much of a puss, even for Poison Ivy. Although, if I was faced with Poison Ivy, there would be absolutely no need for toxins.
Yeah, I can see that going that way.
Do it. Take my house. Take my house, please.
I give up.
But I think they are focusing a little too much on Ivy.
Well, this
She's
storyline
all
in particular
over the
was...
place.
the thing is, there are only 3, and Harley Quinn has very little room for growth, dude.
Well, I mean, Pamela Isley is a character with that much potential.
Think about the storylines that she's like. There is a lot of depth in the whole plant thing, and her friendship for Harley Quinn one week, her hatred for everyone the next week. I think it's a lot easier to write an interesting story about Harley Quinn unless you're making it a big Joker story.
Yeah, I can see that.
And of course, Catwoman. What depth hasn't already been plumbed? Her sisters watched her husband eat his own eyeballs. Or ate her husband's eyeballs, thanks to Black Knight. Once you've gotten that creepy,
how much further can you go, really? What do you got? But Christmas Stories, Harley Quinn. I mean, was anybody really surprised or entertained by the fact that Harley's entire family is a bunch of WTs?
Yeah, but don't you... I like Paul Dini. I like the fact that he writes fun books and that there's a sense of humor and a sense of playfulness in them.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you like to see him on a Batman book?
Yeah, that wasn't Streets of Gotham, sure.
Fair enough. But wouldn't you like to see, like, a Batman that didn't cater to the, I break your leg so that you cannot come after me? Not everything has to be that marginally...
You almost got it. You had a sentence.
Where's the sentence? Where's Marlowe?
Phoenix, okay? Fucking Phoenix.
What?
Phoenix.
The Phoenix? I don't read the X-Men
Marlowe
books.
is in Phoenix.
What are you talking... In the Hulk?
Sure.
I'm totally confused by the Phoenix reference.
The
does that mean
city
she'll
of
rise
Phoenix.
Again? Phoenix.
Arizona.
Arizona. Is where Marlowe is.
Yes.
And why is Rick
Business
Jones based
trip.
there?
No.
What business is...
Nothing that's ever been written down in a comic, okay? She's just there for business.
Oh, okay. I feel like you're telling me this just to shut me up. I want to be clear.
It might be.
But, no, I'd like to see a Paul Dini Batman book that's fun. That's I'd like to see anybody do a Batman book that isn't irresponsibly gritty. All-star Batman and Robin.
All-star Batman and Robin was... People keep missing the fact that he's parodizing his own fucking work. That's what he's doing with that. He doesn't really believe anybody's going to accept somebody saying, I'm the goddamn Batman.
What? Now, what
are
makes
you,
you
retarded?
Think that? Because you and Frank had long, in-depth conversations about this?
I mean, isn't it painfully obvious?
No. And here's the thing. That's what everybody said about John Byrne at the first, when he started doing the Next Men. It's like he's parodying his other books. And eventually, like, oh, he's really not. That's what they said about Sovereign 7 and Claremont. And eventually they're like, oh...
Well, he clearly got tired of it because there hasn't been an issue in 18 months.
Well, no, it was
So if he was really dedicated to telling a story about Batman his way in that fashion...
But there hasn't been a regular Frank Miller series in a lot longer than that. He made 12 issues on it. My point being is it very well could be that. I'm not denying, but it's also very possible that that's just how he sees the Batman now.
Well, it could be.
Because that, for a fact, that's what they're... John Byrne making fun of his old books on the X-Men. And then one day everybody's like, crap, this isn't going to change. This is just the damn X-Men. And what the hell was Babe? Why did you do that, John Byrne?
Babe was poor, but it was a genuine effort on a humor book. I don't claim it to have any kind of real quality to it, but I think he put out a genuine effort to make a fun, humorous
I love
book.
John Byrne, but the fact of the matter is that I remember conversations with, this is him making fun of what he's done in the past, and then it turned out not to be that. And the same thing was true with Claremont and Sovereign 7. People are like, oh, he's just playing with the same concepts.
I never heard that self-parodizing thing about Sovereign 7.
All right,
I don't
well,
know who
perhaps,
you were talking to.
Well, I talk to random people on the streets, so sometimes it
You would
suffers.
never find someone on a street who knew what Sovereign 7 was. Ever, ever, ever.
I'd like to test that. Like, you can just walk on New Haven Street for an hour and a half, be like, you know what the Sovereign 7 is? Why, yes, I do.
I don't think...
Get the hell away from me.
How creepy is it that Ivy really is more plant than person now? And she starts to wither.
Well, that was interesting. But, of
Ew.
course, the next writer won't do that. And therein lies the interesting thing about Ivy. It's no worse than Woodrue or Swamp Thing.
Well, yeah, but they've already been done.
And Woodrue's a hell of a lot creepier.
Woodrue's nasty, man. Fucking Floronic, man.
That may be the single worst villain
That's
name.
way the hell up there. That is... Think about that. Floronic.
That is definitely...
Are you good for teeth? What the fuck?
I'd really like to see if the guy who created Woodrow was sitting there with the thesaurus, like, how do I imply that he's into plants? The dendrophiliac man.
The dendrophiliac. Although it is hard to tell at points, if it's Selena or Pamela that's more...
Yeah, you keep talking about... first off, again, my constant retort, they're not real. Secondly, if you keep talking about Poison Ivy this way, you're going to be a dendrophiliac. I just want to be clear about that.
Maybe that's the title. If you keep talking about Poison Ivy, you will be a dendrophiliac. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Fuck this, I'm getting the cheeseburger, is it?
Dear Lord.
And I think number 50 is going to be my last Supergirl.
Really?
Yeah.
You were loving it only a few issues ago.
For a while, it had a little more oomph to it. But now it's just like, all right, we got Silver Banshee again.
Another John Byrne character.
And no one has ever cared about Silver Banshee. Ever, ever. Ever. I see Silver Banshee on a cover, and I remember one of those really, really poor issues around 92 that you see in every single quarter bin.
The only time I remember
Anywhere.
Silver Banshee is Byrne did her very early in the Superman run.
Right.
And then The World's Finest that Daniel Berridson painted was based on her, too.
Right.
So that Silver Banshee isn't really... It's a more obscure... I bet a lot of people are like, wow, this is a weird new villain. No. But we've all done that at least once. Like, wow, where did this dude come from? 1967.
Yeah,
Bob.
there was a couple of times.
But yeah,
and he can't. I mean, where's Eigel been? Did he just give up?
I have no idea. But what's the big instance in the next Supergirl issue? Because I'm skipping Silver.
No, it's more fucking Silver Banshee because they find out that pieces of artifacts embedded into people will turn them into Silver Banshees.
Hey, Banshee.
Which I'm totally against.
We do not support this Banshee plague that's stepping out there.
I can't deal with it. I don't want to deal with it.
The Silver Banshee Corps.
Okay, that's enough of that right there. You give anybody an idea about that. Dan DiDio hears on the street somewhere over, No.
That's how they're going to end Blackest
They're
Night?
going to sing it in a con. Dan DiDio's going to be walking down an aisle, and he's going to hear somebody say Silver Banshee Corps, and the next thing you know,
that's how they're
it's
ending
the
Blackest
summer
Night.
blockbuster.
The Silver Banshee Corps is going to be flying into
happen.
it. Their screams are actually the #1 way to destroy the Black Lanterns.
Oh, dear Christ.
I've thought this through.
I don't think you have.
Just imagine like 18 of them flying with one fist out. Little versions of their own face screaming on their rings.
But do we need Lana dying? I don't want Lana to die.
They built that up for a while.
Mainly because they've built it up for a while, and it's Lana Lang dying. I mean,
what do you give a rat's ass? Like, if Lana Lang disappeared from comics you wouldn't have the slightest interest one way or the other.
That's exactly my point.
So kill her.
It's just another useless subplot, is what I'm getting at.
But they're killing a semi-iconic character and a
what? Who?
She's been around a long time.
She's been. I wouldn't call that semi-iconic.
She's one of the LLs. That's the core Superman.
One of the LLs. Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of Lana Lang, Lex Luthor, Lucy Lane, Lois Lane.
Lois gets fifth billing, really, after Lori Lamaris. That's
because everybody already knows Lois. I did put a Lane in there before Lois.
Yeah, I love that Lucy Lane. But
the Superwoman who wasn't, and is apparently not dead now too.
Well, of course. But if you were Superman and somebody came up and was like, "Hi, my name is Lob Langington," wouldn't you just punch him?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, get the hell out of here. Find me somebody with a Q.
A Q?
First off, what kind of name is Lob? And secondly, get the fuck away from me.
So we're back to some older Palmiotti and Connor goodness. Maybe. With Terra.
Terra.
This is not the Terra from Teen Titans Terra.
But it still is, according to the genetics at the end.
Which is irritating.
What, because you had multiple Terras?
Yes, I don't like multiples. Which is why Jimmy Madrox is a pain in the ass.
I never read Teen Titans.
Neither did I. I don't care about Teen Titans. But they just happen to have a person who controls the Earth and a big machine for her to have to deal with that digs under the Earth.
You know what? The whole thing is like, how plagued is the Earth with these lava people and mud bugs and...
It's mind-boggling, isn't it? There's so many societies down there. If you put Marvel's underground societies and DC's underground society, you needed like 3 planets.
That I don't want.
Yeah. And
pebble monkeys and crap. Like, really?
Wait, what the fuck is a pebble monkey?
What's a mud bug? I mean, come on, you know?
And they're all resistant to lava. They don't care about pressure. And what do they eat down there? Fucking lichen? What I mean, how do they grow stuff?
Well, if they're made of rock, they can probably eat other rock. Who the hell cares?
So now they're cannibals.
Well, different kinds of rocks, you know. You're made of meat. Are you a vegetarian?
Aha! That has a certain logic to it. All right, I get it. But I mean, I liked Connor's art, and there was a couple of amusing points, but I'm not going back through the back issue bins to finish this. Don't care.
So basically, this was just a little test before they did Power Girl.
It seems like, yeah. Seeing if the names could sell it. And apparently to other people it sold enough, so they figured, screw it, we'll throw Kara in there. Now, are you still not digging Wonder Woman?
No, not my idea of a great book.
Even Lopresti? Really?
You know, the whole God aspect is confusing, and
Why is that confusing?
well, I mean, it's not. It just, it would be, except for the fact that I don't care.
All right, that was what?
Well, I mean, think about it. She's trying to exist in the two worlds. You've got the whole Amazonian culture. You've got multiple deities on different levels. This is just what's happening in Hercules as well.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's 40,000 different religious semi-overtones in a book that has no religious basis whatsoever, nor does it want one.
Well, there is that. But they finally got rid of What's-Her-Fuck.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
The one that was, the bald one that was a pain in the ass. Alkyone.
I can't believe you couldn't pull that name off the top of your tongue.
Well, what are you going to do?
No, it's just I don't care about this book at all. Wonder Woman has never particularly, I didn't overly love the Perez issues, which are for you the beacon of Wonder Woman.
Some people would be shocked by that, yes.
But, I like Perez. I'm just saying, I like Wonder Woman, even in the hands of masters, I don't give a rat's ass about.
But
I like Deodato's art back in the day for that short period, and
I think he's gotten better.
Deodato?
Yeah, I think it was a little too...
Cheesecakey?
Way too cheesecakey. He was definitely trying to pull bad girl, good girl at the same time in most of his stuff.
But, I just really, Wonder Woman... And now we're gods and little children in AC/DC outfits that will cause trouble and eat birds.
Wait, AC/DC outfits?
They're the little schoolboy outfits?
Oh, those.
There you go. There it is. Bring it on home.
These guys are not only creepy, but this is not the first time we've seen British school kids try to fuck shit up. Remember not fuck shit up, but seemingly come back from the dead to screw with people? Remember Sandman?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was some creepy shit right there. I didn't like those issues. It's like, I don't want to know about dead boys getting...
Hey, the Dead Boys is a seminal punk band.
If you say so. I don't know. I don't care.
Responsible for the song Put the Meat in Your Mouth. Fact.
Is that serious? Well, kids, that's our stack for this episode. We went a little long, but that's okay. We'll just have to deal. Otherwise...
Where's Marlo?
Bless you, fuckers.
Bye, kids.
Good
Bye,
night.
Candy.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. Subscribe to us through RSS, and most importantly, find us as a proud member on the Comics Podcast Network. Contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.